Got a little rain on the radar up north. Coming into Detroit. A little bit down south, just north of Cincinnati. Nothing severe. Looks like a nice gentle soaker. Looks like actually some good stuff for the farmers. Currently 72 degrees here in the fort, going down to 63 degrees tonight, 40% chance of storms. Tomorrow, high 84, 40% chance of thunderstorms. Sunday, high of 84, 50% chance of thunderstorms. Monday, high of 72 with a 30% chance of thunderstorms, going down to 54. Then it cools back off next week. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, lows right around in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain, although, it looks like summer. Looks like summer. Smells like summer. Tastes like summer. Sure glad I didn't step in it. Just saying. I don't quite feel like summer yet. We've had a couple of warm days here and there. That definitely felt like summer, but I don't know. You try and get a handle on it. Don't matter. You go all over the internet. Oh, it's global warming. No, it's global cooling. It's, solar flares that are about to wipe out the electronics on the planet. And then the next thing you hear, there is no solar activity. Saw an article the other day. I saw two articles the same day. One said, solar flare nearly takes out everything plugged into a socket. And literally on the same day, I saw one that said no solar activity whatsoever. None. Zero. Rarest thing in the universe. No solar activity. Okay, well, which is it? Really, because I'm trying to get a handle on all this. That's bizarre. Nobody gives a crap about the facts anymore. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's got an agenda, so the science, it doesn't matter what. And when science becomes political, we're in trouble. Because that's what it amounts to. A political agenda. When science becomes politically motivated, we're all in trouble. Moving on to the news. Dateline, Fort Wayne, Indiana. A Fort Wayne man has been sentenced to 70 years in prison for an attack that left an 80-year-old woman blind. Zachary A. Doan, or Doan, I think it's Doan. Zachary A. Doan pled guilty to burglary resulting in bodily injury and robbery resulting in serious bodily injury, both Class A felonies. He was sentenced on Friday. According to an affidavit of probable cause, Doan, then 19, knocked on the door of the victim's home in the 4300 block of Spring Hill Drive on Monday, March 10th. He had just left his aunt and uncle's house next door. The victim told police that Doan asked to use the bathroom. She said she was reluctant to let him, but knew he was her neighbor's nephew, so she allowed him in. He then asked to borrow a gas can because he ran out of gas. She gave him a can, and he left. She told police she locked the door immediately. Police said a short time later, Doan came back to the victim's home and knocked on the front door again. Told her the gas can was broken. How's a gas can broken? The victim would not let him in and told him to go next door and use his aunt and uncle's phone. Told police that Doan then began pounding on her door and asking for her for a ride. She refused to give him a ride and said Doan stood outside staring at her through the window before leaving. At about 9 o'clock that night, the victim told police she heard a loud boom, then saw him coming at her through her kitchen. He punched her victim multiple times in the face and head. Victim told police she blacked out from the pain and woke up in the bathroom without knowing how she got there. She ran outside to her front porch and began screaming for help. Her neighbors called police after having heard her screams and told police the victim's eye was swollen shut. The police said her purse, her cell phone, and her credit cards, along with about $100 in cash, was missing from her house. The next day, police saw Doan walking on Broadway near Eustis Avenue and stopped him. Said his fingerprints were all over the crime scene, and he was arrested and charged with aggravated battery. Good, 70 years. Hey, that's about right. And personally, I'm just saying, I really hope he's not sodomized, in prison. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying. Piece of crap. 80-year-old woman. I don't know. The headline says a man gets 70 years for beating 80-year-old blind. I don't know if that means she was blind when he beat her or if he beat her until she was blind. I'm not sure which, but either way, I hope he doesn't get sodomized in prison. I mean, I really do. Moving on. Now, Dateline, Greene County, Indiana. Detectives say a man arrested after a murder in Greene County also raped a woman and could face more than 200 years in prison. Yeah, I kind of hope he don't get sodomized either. I'm just saying. Indiana State Police detectives say they found evidence that sometime after dark on Friday, July 18th, Caldwell was waiting in 50-year-old David Lamb's driveway and shot him when he got home. Detectives say they also found evidence Caldwell raped a woman after the murder. Fled the area after the crimes. Police discovered credit cards, weapons, prescription drugs, and a Jeep were taken from the home. He was arrested in Indianapolis Monday morning. He's been charged with the following and could face more than 200 years: murder, Class A felony, robbery with a deadly weapon, two counts of Class B felony, burglary with deadly weapon, Class B, rape, Class A felony, criminal confinement with a deadly weapon, Class B felony, auto theft, Class D, and theft, Class D. Yeah. These scumbags. I'm going to wrap it up for the news. Okay, let's see. We got a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. I want to try and get to some of this stuff. A lot going on this week with the Palestinians and the Israelis. Border's still on fire. We got a lot going on. Try and get to some of it. Let's see here. I want to kick it off with talk a little bit about the crisis in Israel. Some of you may or may not know this week that the president, I say the president, the FFA shut down flights to Israel, which almost never happens. It looks to me like it was a political move to try and pressure Israel into some kind of ceasefire, but it didn't work. Here's a cut for you from Sean Hannity this week. Where he's talking to Senator Ted Cruz about this FAA. The American people deserve to know, was this politics from the White House or was this an airline safety decision? I think the facts strongly suggest it was politics in an effort to strong-arm the nation of Israel. Senator Ted Cruz. Cruz joined Hannity to discuss the intention to hold all State Department nominees until the Obama administration answers questions about the FAA's recent decision to ban U.S. flights to and from Israel. Here's Ted Cruz on Sean Hannity, cut 1, go.
Raises serious questions. Was this a political decision? Was this driven by the White House? Was it driven by the State Department? If it was based on airline safety, as they said, why did they single out Israel? Why not ban travel to Pakistan or Yemen or Ukraine, where a commercial airliner was just shot down, but instead they targeted Israel, and the timing couldn't have been worse. At the exact moment Kerry was there trying to strong-arm Israel into stopping their efforts to shut down Hamas's rockets and tunnels.
Ted Cruz talking with John Kerry. Happened right at the moment. John Kerry was there. Remember, I played you a clip this week, ladies and gentlemen, from John Kerry on Fox News Sunday talking about talking on the phone with one of his people slamming Israel. Yeah, that's sure a targeted operation. And of course, we've called the president on a hot mic. We know they're all der Judenhassers. I'm just saying. If you know what that means, look it up. The moment Kerry was there, wasn't trying to strong-arm Hamas or strong-arm the Palestinians to quit firing rockets from hospitals and schools. He was there trying to strong-arm Israel into stopping their offensive against Hamas. In fact, there was a report out, Ban Ki-moon. Here. Let's see if I can find that. Where did I store that at? I store stuff. I bookmark stuff everywhere, post it everywhere. That must be. Well, if it's not there, I know where it is. It's bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. Almost everybody in this administration